September the 8th, I believe, or something like that. Friday. And this Freaky Friday, we're going to start Amnesia. I haven't played this in 3 years. This should be a fun experience. I don't remember a lot of the stuff in this game, so it'll be kind of like me playing it for the first time again. And I'll be playing this every Friday until I finish this. Before I do that, I just want to make sure all the settings are done. Yeah, we good. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, Sonny. OBS Studio can be so bad sometimes.
Hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I done? This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My name is I am Daniel.
Damn, girls gonna be caffeinated for days. I had the worst crash. So you passed out then, right? Turn down the sound just a little bit. There we go. Now Nightbot's working. I was wondering why earlier it wasn't working. Makes sense now. Do you need me to turn up the gamma in game? It looks kind of dark on OBS. Looks okay to you? Okay. Yeah, I turned it up just slightly though, just in case. Okay, cool. Cool. Oh my god, Daniel, chill out. In the box. Oh, spoopy. Hey, let me repost on Twitter. Twitch.tv. Solution 138. Whack. Scram, you beetles. F. In the box. Here.
Of August, 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there will be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours, young and strong. He will be no match for you. One last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything,
Hey, Kieran.
and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
I know. I haven't played it in 3 years, at least. Yeah, it came out in 2010. Jeez, that's an old game.
Alexander, is it inside the castle?
Hey, Gil.
In a manner of speaking. Come, bring the lamp. You've been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brennenburg.
You're watching a horror movie tonight with some other people, or literally the worst thing I have ever watched. Was it Sharknado? I should conserve my tinder boxes though. Ooh. Ooh. How you doing tonight, Gil? By the way, if any of you have played this before and I get stuck at any point in the game, you can feel free to help me. I don't remember how some of the puzzles went because it's been so long. I also never finished it, but I got really, really far into it. And I just don't like getting stuck on some of these puzzles, so feel free to help me if I get stuck. Night's going good. Glad. You know, I saw that movie got good reviews, and I think I was going to download it and watch it, and never got around to it. So it was bad. And I'm kind of glad I never saw it. Alright, originally we were supposed to follow the ink splots, so let's go downstairs.
Jesus! Oh my! Oh!
No, wait, we can't.
Yo, you're gonna die! You are gonna die! I guarantee it! I'm out of here.
Gil, thank you for the host. Actually, let's go to these two, the wine cellar and the laboratory, however you want to say it. It was painful to watch. Well, thank you. I'm never gonna watch it then. It's about a girl and she gets chased by something, right? She sees something and it follows her or some shit. Yeah. Hey, Stormiger. Oh, I know that. Well, maybe. We'll see. No promises, but the alert did say I was gonna die. To quote the movie Stormtroopers, do you want to live forever? Well then, come on, soldier. Yo, this character, Daniel, reminds me of Ichabod Crane. He's such a chicken. Oil. That's what I'm talking about. It wasn't completely horrible. I just wouldn't recommend spending 2 hours watching it. That sounds pretty bad. You can't even be arsed to watch a movie for two hours. Yeah, that's pretty bad, my dude.
There should be more coop racks. Let me see. And one part aqua fortis.
This is my third attempt to produce artificial vitae. The former compounds lack the potency I need, but I sense I'm close. Calamine and orpiment are given, and the culprit binds them well. This time I will attempt aqua regia instead of aqua fortis, in hopes it will produce more even solution. The experiment was unsuccessful. The solution is highly acid and proves impractical to put to any use except as a detergent. Organic tissues react especially violent to a solution and should be handled with the greatest care. I may be able to use the recipe, but I'm losing hope that I will find an alchemic solution to my predicament. Get my head torn off by a giant insect thingy? What do you mean? If you want to watch the movie's plot in 10 minutes and Orphanate, just watch the Harvey Slow murder with the extremely inefficient weapon video. Okay, will do, my friend. I obviously didn't want to watch it enough that, you know, I wanted to even bother to watch it after I downloaded it. The lack of a chimney to properly vent the fumes from my most recent experiments has taken its toll on many of my less stable ingredients in storage. Some seem unaffected, but many are stained by the fumes and will be difficult to salvage. I shall do what I can and move them to the wine cellar. Okay. Yes, please. Wine cellar it is. Storming, are you still at work or are you home now, sir? What was this giant insect thing I need to get killed by? My boy's still at work. Still. Okay. Let's go upstairs. See if we can find that key. whatever. The archives. I know. It doesn't seem all too bad though, because you do, you know, you get to watch the stream from work at least. It's not all bad. It has its moments, right? The only job I've ever had where I could get away with that was the movie theater I used to work at. It was because we had to wait for the movies to end. So we would play video games or just chill out and wait, basically, you know? This was before smartphones were really smart. And live streams weren't even around back then. This is like 2005. I think I worked there until 2008. If I was still working there, like to this day, I'd probably be watching people stream. Excuse me, chair.
May 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of Tin Hanan, the mother of us all. An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dunes leading to a sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London and the British Museum.
What is that, 20th century? Or 19th century? 19th century in 2016, lol. Star Wars. Let me see, what is this? If Finn hooks up with Rey, he will be the first stormtrooper to hit something. Ooh. That meme though. Exactly, dank meme, sir. Oh, I could light these up too. Sweet, sweet, sweet. That Photoshop in that picture though. Ka-chow. What? Somebody's actually playing Warframe? I just wanted to play piano. Say what? You mean CM Cuck? I say knockout in round 1. CM Punk gets knocked out. Thank you, Kieran. Got him. Or got me, I guess. Yeah, win by TKO.
It's old and hasn't been tended to for centuries. When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
We're just buying time anyway. Let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about the wars. We should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble and there's a risk everything will cave in on us, especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it.
No, sir, you just have to be 30 seconds ahead of time. If CM Punk wins this Sunday, then UFC is scripted for sure.
May 1839. My hands tremble as I write. I feel a need to document my tribulation, for I fear that my memory will fail me if I linger. Today, I took some men and ventured into the dark, ancient passage we uncovered. Our torches burned faintly in the murky air as we slowly made our way underground. The men were superstitious and fearful. They argued loudly, and I felt their strange language getting to me. I mustered my strength and yelled at them to continue down the slopes and broken steps. The crudely carved passage confused me. It looked much older than the 4th century structure we had expected. The twisting path emerged into a great antechamber. The walls were lined with statues unlike any I'd ever seen. Despite their unearthly quality, I felt a strange familiarity toward them, which haunts me still. At the far end of the chamber, a great slab of stone sealed off whatever lay ahead. I gave the order to raise it, and as I pushed through the narrow space, the heavy stone suddenly dropped, sealing me inside. I was trapped.
Yeah, my brother's been watching the CM Punk story, I think is what my brother called it. That little documentary leading up to the match. You know, it's been, I think, 3 parts or 4 parts. And he says from that documentary, they're building it up to be like a Rocky Balboa story, like the underdog, you know, and if he wins, it's going to be like this, you know, because he's got all these odds stacked against him. So that's where it's like, if It's like a WWE, you know, like when you see the WWE pay-per-views, they have that little cutscene, that fucking video package to build up the match, and it's always so exaggerated and like just that's what it feels like. This documentary is what he's saying. So if he wins, it's proof that they got script writers or that it's fake.
You have to be swift when you activate the first one. You hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
You can never be too careful, Daniel.
Yes, Daniel. Please. Alrighty. Can never be too careful, you know. Alright, so let me see. I think the books are marked. Doesn't matter which one. I don't think it matters. First, let's see here. Another region rich with lore is Altstadt. Deep within the East Parisian woods, for centuries there have been stories surrounding the hamlet and its neighbor, Castle Brandenburg. The quiet forest-clad mountains, dressed with scattered lakes, is as picturesque as can be, albeit the area is haunted by the dark. Ask any local, and you will hear proof of the widespread superstition. All travelers should indulge themselves in such conversation, since it will certainly serve as exciting entertainment. All of them have their own twist on the tales, but there are some motifs that keep reappearing. The Gatherers. This story reaches all the way back to the time of the 30-Year War. It is said that soldiers who abandoned their duty got lost in the cold, dark woods and were forever damned to roam the grounds. Their bodies, wrought by their tainted souls, had left them disfigured and empty of essence. Many have cited them over the years and described them as horrid revenants. They move silently through the woods, shying away from any beholder. They are called gatherers, as they seem to follow some ambition to steal living creatures. It is their prey which can be heard struggling inside damp burlap saps. Dragged behind them would reveal their presence. What dark scheme do they follow? A visit undone. Heinrich Cornelius Oppridge, the well-known erudite, visited Allstadt at the start of the 16th century. He resided in the local inn for the fortnight as he looked for remnants of kingdoms past. During his stay, all the prominent members of society paid notice, and he is mentioned in many records of the time. One day he went to investigate a burrow in the northwestern glades, only to never be seen again. Heinrich is known to have passed away in Grenoble some 10 years later. He dismissed the notion of ever visiting Allstadt, which makes you wonder what really happened. Who is the mysterious man who visited the sleepy hamlet in the woods, and what happened to him? The immortal Baron. The Baron of Brennenburg lives reclusive life with his family at his castle nearby Altstadt, and like most of the noble birth, rumors are inherited alongside with the title. Researching the history reveals little before the castle was consumed by fire in the late 16th century. It was rebuilt by Alexander, a nobleman from Rhinelands, claiming the role as protector of the Parisian state. Alexander helped the region to flourish and remain popular throughout his presumed life. The family has always been secretive when it comes to lineage and heritage. Therefore, the birth and death of Alexander and his offspring has never been fully recorded. This has fed the idea that the Baron is in fact the one and the same who came from the west over 300 years ago, lived there through the time of occupation, and joined the coveted Order of the Black Eagle, along with the great leaders in this country. Okay, so there's one here, there's one on the other side, and one there. Okay, so 3. Squeeze me. Ooh la la, the wine cellar key? Daniel, please chill the fuck out. Wilhelm and his fools have endangered my research long enough with their absent-minded handling of the human vessels. The sheriff is keeping a watchful eye on the forest and is killing my trusty servants. It's just a matter of time until they follow the trail to Brenberg. I need to lock Wilhelm and his men up to avoid further investigation from the public. The wine cellar will therefore be sealed off until the matter has been handled. Either the king's men leave or they will starve. Whatever comes first, they can rot for all I care. Maybe I will feed them some wine. It would, in a sense, solve both of my problems. Is there any tinder boxes? What? So then I have no choice but to yeah. What? Oh my god, Daniel, chill the fuck out, bro.
17th of May, 1839. After pounding the unforgiving stone wall for what seemed like an eternity, I realized it was hopeless. I was trapped. I fell to the ground, gasping for air, trying to focus. That's when I saw a faint blue shimmer. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light. It was waiting for me. Enclosed in dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light. I reached out, closing it in my hands. The faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry. The next thing I can remember is the grating sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety, and grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most peculiar relic.
I know the timing, huh? Oh, I feel your pain, my friend. And how do I exactly do that? Key configures. Left mouse to interact, right? Tab, okay. I know, it's scary. It's just, Oh wait, so this is working again?
Where did the Baron go? Who cares? He left us enough wine to last us a lifetime. Or at least until tomorrow.
Oh, these fucking drunks. Little did they know they were left to die, though. Squeech.
What's happening? Oh, feels like my chest is going to burst. Oh. My God, Wilhelm, do something!
Except we're not getting out of here.
How can you say that? Alexander, you piece of shit! Let us out of here!
R.I.P. We killed the club. I'm out of oil or what? Come on, game. You gonna do me like that? My name is Wilhelm, House of Gerich. These are my final words, my confession and testament. 2 years ago, I was summoned to the castle Brenberg. As most of the aristocracy, I was curious about what the supposed knight of the order could want from me. I accepted the invitation. The Baron was friendly and offered me a proposition. It dawned on me that the nature of the contract was sordid, and that the reason I was chosen was because of the follies of my past, and not the honors I've been rewarded with during my time as a soldier. I was to kidnap healthy humans upon this slightest whim, and do so without asking questions. In return, he would attest to my character at the royal court, advancing my position within noble society. I would like to claim that I struggled with my decision, but it came swiftly and I accepted wholeheartedly. Ever since that day, I've brought men, women, and children to Brenberg. I can't remember the numbers, but there were many, perhaps even 100, none of whom were ever seen from or heard from again. Tonight the Baron invited me and my men down to the wine cellar to celebrate our work. I had my suspicions, my suspicions, and descended down the stairs. But he insisted and joined us in a toast. The wine tasted fine, and my man drank without restraint. So begins the punishment for our sins, and the Baron has locked us up and returned upstairs. Forgive me for what I have done. I was weak and fell into his diabolical ways. My men are screaming. Their skin has been pierced by their own tangled bones. I feel my insides revolt against the God-given nature. Blood has begun to pour from my eyes, and I can no longer... ... Yes, rip the oil. It's okay, though. Well, it says we have it. I think the game is just being a little brat and not letting me use it. Read? What is that shit? I know, right? Tinderbox. Another tinderbox. Oh. Daniel, please chill the fuck out. The oil was a lie, confirmed. True dat, true dat. Yeah, but look, feel for. Oh, okay, yeah, and I remember. You go like that. That's why. Of course, this fucking game. But of course. All right. Push right mouse. Right. Oh, my mighty strength. I am like one of these like supermen that they talk about. "2010 mechanics," I know, right? Was this made by a filthy NAer? Okay. Seriously, come on, DB. Daniel Bryan? Daniel, please. Quit being such a vanilla midget. Be more like Brock Lesnar, please. Say what? Hello? It's in the box. Yoink. Sir. Sir? Oh, tinderbox. Yes, please. Yo, seriously, you want me to drink the laudanum? There, chill the fuck out, bro. Daniel, please.
Something is wrong. Oh, so wrong.
In the box. What? Alright, I think we're done here. EU developers? Oh no. Well, that explains it all. Damn EU physics then. It's okay, Kieran. The UK is no longer a part of EU, so we don't have to worry about that. Yay! Ooh. Turn the box. Alrighty, I think we can go in here now. No, the developers are Swedish, but I love Sweden. Okay, whoa, wait. We must make a chemical to melt through that. They're still going strong in the EU. Okay, Swedish people as a people are great. As a developer, feels bad, man. Let me see. Home. Daniel, please chill the fuck out, bro. Oh well, what's done is done. Nautical, we're just kidding, man. Let's see here. The burners are on, so let's turn these all on. Shall we? This game is, 6 years old. So. The physics are gonna be a little off. It's still a good game, though. I believe these developers that made this game also did, Soma, which is one of my favorite games of last year. Oh, you guys are still part of EU. Oh no. Alright, let me pick up my ecto cooler. Soma was great, yeah. Definitely. Definitely. I agree. Like I said, one of my favorite games of last year. Loved it. Goops. Well. Well then. Yeah. I suppose you will have to find another way up. Didn't make much use of the physics. Yeah, it was, the story was really good though. The writing and stuff. The dialogue was amazing. And the voice acting was really good. Oh, it came out to you 2 days ago. That is actually kind of fucking crazy, you know? The timing of me playing it and it coming out and having its anniversary. That's actually pretty cool. A tinderbox. How did I miss that one? Or one day ago for NA. Oh, happy birthday, Amnesia. Oh, please, Daniel, come on. Yeah, it's been 3 years for me, actually. I don't think I finished it either. Alright, the party can officially start. The sugar's here. The sugar with Chick-fil-A in hand, or no Chick-fil-A. By the way, how was the anime club today? Hopefully it went well. Hopefully your day's going good, the sugar. Glad to have you aboard, brother.
It sure is dark in here.
Yes, and there's a good reason for it. But you can light the lamp now if you wish.
What's the reason for the darkness, that is?
Stay close. Be careful not to stray.
What's the reason? Why is it so dark?
Pay attention, Daniel. It's
Daniel.
important that you keep going straight and make sure not to stray.
Wait, why don't you need painted wheels anymore? What happened? What happened? Why, my friend? Why come? Yes, the darkness protects me. Ooh. Oh yes, I forgot. Looking at him is malo. Very bad. Alright, let's tinderbox it up. Tiger and Bunny and Gurren Lagann, Spice and Wolf and Lucky Star. In a weird way, it's kind of similar to Dead Space. These people were in Africa, I believe it's where they are, and they were digging, kind of like Indiana Jones. They were digging a dig site, an ancient dig site, and unearthed some kind of thing that followed them back. And parts of it is also the person who owns this castle was making sacrifices to this creature, I believe. Something along the lines of that. What do you call it? Supernatural power. Dark force. Kind of like Spice and Wolf, but where we are right now, I'm not sure where the story's going. Oh, okay. Wait, were you? Yeah, okay. Painted wheels are overrated. Well, I can see why. Dude, those wheels would look really cool on that paint job you put on the van with the wizard. That would be pretty sick. Tinderbox.
22nd of June, 1839. It's been more than a month since my last entry. After the event inside the underground chamber in Algeria, Professor Herbert insisted I return.
I haven't finished it, so I don't know the
He said
ending.
he didn't want to risk forfeiting the entire expedition lest I took a turn for the worse. An excessive decision, in retrospect. But I'm glad it turned out that way. I found my journal this morning in the haphazard collection of things brought home from Africa. Next to it lay the broken stone orb wrapped in cloth. I tried to assemble it, but couldn't. The pieces wouldn't fit together, as if they weren't from the same object. Could I have imagined it all? Was there ever a complete orb?
If I had to guess, I would say, oh, good night, Gil. South Park's main character was always Stan, I thought. If not Stan, then Kyle. But if not them, then I don't know. Who is South Park's main character? Yeah, just tweet it out, Kieran, so I can take a look at it. It'd probably look pretty cool on the van. Yeah, I always figured it was Stan. Yeah. I don't know how I knew that, but I always knew that. Stan was the main character. As for why Daniel, obviously, like Nautical said, it's Amnesia. Daniel was with the owner of the castle. His name is, what's his name? They mentioned it earlier in a note. The Baron of this castle, anyway. So, obviously the ending's gonna be some surprise twist, obviously. So, it might turn out that maybe he is the Baron, who knows. I never beat it, so. He's the one that directly connects everyone to a show. Yeah. David Bowie. Ooh. Is that on Twitter? Let me see. Yes, it is. Ooh, that looks awesome. Good job, Sonny. Hand drawn too, I think. No, it looks digital, maybe. Either way, fucking awesome. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you can check it out. I just favorited it and retweeted it. Good job, Sonny. Lol, she's fangirling to her own art. See what you did there. Yeah, I haven't seen South Park in a really, really, really long time. Probably right around the time Butter showed up. Oh, I hate games that make control as the crouch button. Tinderbox. Not his music? For shame. For shame, Sonny.
25th of June, 1839. I feel the need to continue this journal, even though it was intended for my journey to Africa. This must be something very important. I just know it. I've taken it upon myself to piece the orb back together, but it's been more difficult than one might think. The pieces are behaving strangely. They seem to change color, shape, and texture, but ever so slightly. Yesterday, I took careful measurements and notated any significant markings. Today, I confirmed my suspicions. They were changing. I was terrified and rushed off to see the finest geologist in London, Sir William Smith. I approached the subject with care and we discussed how rocks change form. He told me about the nature of glass, how it eventually collapses on itself, like ice slowly melting over the course of centuries. Smith eased my mind a bit, but I can't escape the feeling that these shards have otherworldly properties.
All right. I will check it later, sir. I will check it later and retweet it. Hey, Croce, how's it going? Oh, District, you just had to go in that direction, didn't you, sir? You guys, of course, are neglecting the best part of that movie, which just happens to be the magic of Jim Henson himself. Speaking of decomposing. Shout out to Croce, or should I say, yell. I'm forgetting what was our purpose of coming down to the wine cellar. Yeah, you know, I was never a big a fan of Dark Crystal as I was of the Labyrinth. Please, Daniel, chill the fuck out. The puppets in Dark Crystal, the main characters always kind of looked really weird to me. It's stuck, is it? Right. Well then. Well then, Daniel, you're gonna have to try harder. Or wait, whoa. I think I could just knock it off if I remember correctly. No? Tinderbox. And away we go. The Alice in Wonderland movie. Wah. It's not the worst thing you can confuse it with, at least. Wait, are you talking about Return to Oz movie? She looks like a gelfing. Maybe. Oh, Daniel, please relax. It's just a little sea monster. Alright, let's compare the two. Exhibit A and Exhibit B. Well, one has a chestal infection apparently and has a darker skin. But if I squint really hard and drank 7 beers, I could maybe see a resemblance. Not Return to Oz. Yeah, it's yeah, Return to Oz is kind of weird. So which Alice in Wonderland movie, like the more recent ones? What's the difference? A gelfing is a gelfing, you racist. Or is it pupsist? What is the equivalent of a puppet racist? Oh, come on, game. Really? No, this is an old movie, a couple years after The Labyrinth. I see. Hey Luch, saw some people talking about OBS and a Windows update that's giving them issues. Uninstalling the Windows update seems to help. Yes, I'm running OBS Studio right now. Yeah, I need to maybe look into posting something on the forum, on the OBS forum, or look into a posting a log on there and seeing if anyone can help me, any of the developers. Croci. But I'm still having issues with it. Earlier today I streamed for 15 minutes, just the intro, just playing music, waiting for people to come into the chat, and the chat was like completely quiet. And the reason being that it was because I wasn't streaming on Twitch. I was streaming on YouTube fine. Thank you for that, the sugar. Did not scare me one single bit. I was streaming for 15 minutes, playing music, waiting for people to trickle into the Twitch chat, and nobody showed up. And Sunny was talking to me in the YouTube chat, but turns out I wasn't streaming on Twitch. So I guess I'm having issues with OBS Studio and PC, whereas before I had no issues with it. It was just PS4 strictly. So yeah, I'll take a look at seeing what that is. After your stream, because you streamed for 4 hours playing that game. Windows Update KB 137.317.6838. Okay. You don't have a link conflicting with OBS. Let's try that. Alright. Possible solution to OBS crashing during stream. Feedback. And software suffers recent update. Open broadcast software. This is a part of Microsoft. And it looks like that's it. So I'll click on those later. Windows Defender. Interesting. Yeah, Croce, I was the same way the day before yesterday. And I just got a new outfit. I don't know why they sent it to me so late, but I checked my email today and I got a an outfit for participating in the beta. So that's really cool. I like that because it's probably gonna be something no one else has. So it's like a white outfit. So that's cool. Because I was thinking about getting the doctor's outfit using my Freeman dollars on the black market. By the way, did you ever get the black market to come up for you? You already got your $25 out of it. I mean, I think if we keep playing it for another week or so, and they do constant updates for free, it'll definitely be worth it for sure. Just sugar. Uninstall that update. Seems to be working for people experiencing issues. Which one? The Windows Defender thing you're talking about, or the KB one? Oh, nice. So you can get more XP if you switch into the engineer outfit. Good to know. An outfit from the Tomorrow Children. The Tomorrow Children beta, because I was a part of it. I guess I forgot, but I remember reading somewhere that if you participate in it, you after it was done, that you got a bonus outfit. So it's like I don't know, it's a white outfit. Here, I can check the email and show you on stream if you must, sir. If you must see for yourself. I don't know if Croce got it. I think Croce said he played it for beta test reward. It might not show me the picture of it actually, because I already redeemed the code. Yeah, it looks like an old school Russian outfit, but it's all white. Anyway, it's pretty cool. Get more ration coupons. I still don't even know what you do with the ration coupons. When I restored the towns to 100%, they gave me ration coupons in XP pee, and I was like, okay. Gotcha, you had to talk to the vendors, makes sense. I'm about to buy my vehicle license. In my honest opinion, I think it's a waste of money, Croce. But, you know, whatever. Okay, the KB1, uninstall it and then reboot. Alright, well then let me, so I don't forget. I'm gonna copy this and then type in Google how to uninstall. Paste. What the hell is Shamar? It's from August 31st though, of this year. Should I bother clicking on that? I never heard of that website. Shamar. SIHMR. Simar. Here, let's click on the Microsoft support one instead. And answers.microsoft.com. Update KB317 breaks my Windows 10th anniversary edition. What? Okay. Cool. Well, I just got the email today, Croce. So maybe it went out. Who knows when, because the email was like, use this when the game comes out. So it was meant to be sent out earlier, but I got mine today. Why would they send me an outfit in real life? That would be crazy. You know how much money they would lose that? That would be cool, but no. And how would they get my address? No. Oh, they're for the regular vendors. Oh, the red things. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I had like 900 of them after restoring 2 towns. Tools, guns, etc. Yeah. Oh, he got the code for the outfit. Nice. It's a special thank you. Yep. Yes, sir. It's very nice. I like it. You just go into your settings, updates, and security, update history, and uninstall it. Easy peasy. Okay. If you say so, sir. Do you think they'll fix it, though? Hope so. Fucking computers, huh? Fucking computers. Why is this even an option to touch it? Honestly, this game looks pretty decent. I mean, for 2010, definitely. I think it still isn't too bad. It's not too bad. I also turned off the motion blur.
You have an ascending room. Will it take us to the inner sanctum?
It will definitely take care of the vertical part of our journey. So, you have ridden an elevator before?
Yes, the Colosseum at Regent's Park has one. It takes you to the gallery where you can view the panorama.
Good. This ride might be a little longer, and in the other direction.
Yeah, as I said earlier, they also made the game Soma that came out last year, which I loved. One of my favorite games of last year. Yeah, I don't know what was up with the sequel. I had that as well. I don't think I ever finished that either. I don't think it was made by the same company. Maybe that's why, Croce. I remember a lot of people saying it lost a lot of its creepiness that this one had with the sequel to Amnesia. It wasn't quite as scary. Tinderbox.
Please, let me go. I won't tell anyone, I swear. I just want to go home. No! Get away from me! Leave me alone!
Definitely nautical. I would say it was a bit more cinematic, more movie influenced than anything. Nothing wrong with that. But people just wanted more of this, I think. If it was a standalone game, it probably would have been more well received though. But like I said, I still need to finish it. The little bits that I played of it, I liked though. You're not afraid to go in against the popular opinion. I know that, Distrigger. You like to stir the pot. There's nothing wrong with that, though. We need people to question stuff like you, sir. Just remember, it's my way or the highway. Nah, just kidding, Distrigger. Wait, you were one of the only people that liked the original Duke Nukem game, or the new one, the last one that came out? Save my tinder boxes just in case. I only have one left, anyways. Ooh, maybe not. There we go, nice, nice. Got the drill. Newest one. Yeah, I never played that one. That game unfortunately suffered from the fact that it took it so long to come out, I think is what hurt it. I wasn't really into video games when it came out, so I don't have that stigma towards it. I just never played it. I was a big fan of the original though, Duke Nukem 3D. Never stood a chance against that hype. No Man's Sky definitely. Same with Duke Nukem if you think about it. Yeah, you hope it doesn't hurt his career too bad. We'll see, dude. This past year has been a year of overhyped developers or people just overhyping stuff and just letting a lot of customers down. Look at Mighty Number 9, for example. And it doesn't end there. It's just I don't know what's wrong with these developers nowadays. But yeah. People need to keep their mouths shut and not say anything until the game comes out, because hype is a game's worst enemy nowadays, it seems like. Anyway, Alexander, I prepared the explosives you needed for clearing the floor drain. Can't stress enough how important it is that the mixture is handled with care. Please try your feather-brained servants. Please try to tell your feather-brained servants this before going ahead with the plans. The liquids are not by themselves explosive and should be kept separated to avoid further mishaps. I have arranged 2 large vats in the next room for the ingredients. All you need to do is mix the liquids and you are ready to go. Okay. So then the question is which one? Okay, not there. Not there. Perhaps in here. Tinder box. Yes, please. How is my brain doing? Pretty good. Okay, okay. Exactly, just sugar. The thing with Ukulele is that it has no developers running their mouth and hyping it up. It's still, I feel like, if anything, not even hyped at all. Like, I wouldn't have really known about it until if it wasn't for you telling me all the time, you know, about it. I think I just knew about it just before that, just barely kind of like, oh yeah, I've heard about that. A Kickstarter game. But that's it. Well, yeah, if they're hyping it up, it's because the game is coming out pretty soon, that's why, which that's what you're supposed to do, you know? But hyping a game up like 2 years in advance is such a bad idea nowadays, it seems like. Alright, so then if they started hyping it in December, that wouldn't be too bad. Alright, perhaps this one. Nope. Also, what hurt my number 9 Croce, which, you know, you forget to point out, is that Mighty Number 9 got delayed for many months. Shovel Knight's better anyways. Didn't take it as long as Mighty Number 9 did. And captures the essence of Mega Man games a little bit more better than Mighty Number 9 does. Alright, where are these vats that he wants me to puncture? I see. He says not that it can't be delayed, but it shouldn't be delayed. That's the curse of all games lately. They need to stop delaying stuff. Which is why they should keep their mouths shut and not say anything about a game until it's done. Otherwise they're gonna get in trouble, kind of like Mighty Number 9 did. I don't know about that, Croce. I think what hurt it a lot was the fact that it got delayed so much. How can you trust a company and a game if the company is lying to you? By the time Mighty Number 9 came out, I just didn't give a fuck anymore. My main thing was they had more than enough money to make that game, and they couldn't release it at a quick enough time, which I don't understand. If you exceed your Kickstarter limit and you have tons of money, I think they raised up to like $5 million, just a shit ton of money. And another company like Yacht Games that makes Shovel Knight at a much cheaper price can release it quicker. How can another company that has experience making games on with Capcom not be able to do the same thing at the same time? It just makes me think, like, were these guys just fucking around and spending that money on other bullshit before instead of making the game? So by the time the game came out, I didn't want anything to do with it and didn't want to play it. It was already far too gone. They had taken way too long. It's not even just losing interest, distributor, it's lying to the backers. If you're constantly delaying and saying it's going to come out, and then you release a trailer that looks like shit, no one's going to want your game by the time it comes out. Especially if you've been waiting a year and they keep telling you it's going to be coming out, and they just like bullshit you around like that and dick you around, and you wait. By the time the game comes out, you won't want it. That's where delays hurt a game for sure. It's like getting your hopes up for something and then only being disappointed. So then by the time it comes out, you won't give a shit anymore. It's a good point too, though. If it was good, people would forget about the delays. Yeah, there was a Kickstarter for the guy who did Symphony of the Night, and it's very reminiscent of Mighty Number 9, but hopefully he won't fuck up as bad as that company did. Yeah, nautical. I agree, especially with like all the there's like horror stories of games not even getting finished on Kickstarter. You know what I mean?
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Jeff, 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 Jeff,
Who let the dogs out?
Jeff, 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 Jeff.
Juan Ramon, thank you for that follow. Welcome to Lucha Bros. Appreciate your support, sir. Much love and thanks. Hope you enjoy your stay here. Don't mind the conversation. We're just having an opinionated debate about how developers fuck up games very easily nowadays. Alrighty, so what are we doing with this? Find a way to start the engine that powers the elevator. So then I need to go into the machine room. Right. We all generally have the same opinion. Yeah, I guess you're right. We do, huh? Yeah, Nautical. I feel more like Soma is more a true sequel to Amnesia, even though they're nothing alike. But considering that they were made by the developer, whereas you know, Machine for Pigs had nothing really to do with the original developers, then yeah. It's kind of how I feel about Bioshock. The true sequel to Bioshock is Bioshock Infinite, whereas Bioshock 2, which is made by another developer, isn't quite the sequel we needed. Same with Fallout New Vegas isn't a true sequel to Fallout 3, whereas Fallout 4 is.
Why are you doing this? Get away from me!
They can make a game, it just sometimes takes them 7 years to make a game. I mean, there was a Silent Hill sequel that was going to be made, or at least in the spirit of Silent Hill. It was called PT, but then, well, we know what happened with that, obviously. The dwarf one? Do you mean what was it called? It has the three. The Vikings one. Is that what you're talking about? Shit, I've liked Blizzard since the days of the Vikings one. Since Rock and Roll Racing, actually. Yeah, 3 Vikings I like too. Even though it was kind of like Lemmings, so it was kind of weird, different. Yeah, in fact, the reason, like the way I know that is because there was a code you could put into Rock and Roll Racing, and you can make Olaf, which is the blue Viking from the 3 Vikings game, a driver in the game. So that's how I knew that they were connected. Which is another reason why I like both of those games, because they came out around the same time. That Blizzard lore, though, you know? Know what I'm saying? It is strong. If a full set of 3 rods is unavailable, there's 1 rod in the inner study rooms. Okay. Which might work in case the elevator breaks down again. Unless it's absolutely necessary, always use the spare rods in the storage before using a mended one. Okay. Why is touching the fire even an option though? Also, you know what I mean? This fucking game. Yikes. It was like with the water earlier. Why is there an option to touch the water? Like, what is the point of that? See, look at this. What? Okay. But why? Okay, so we can head back to fix the elevator. Daniel, please. Nice try, Distributor.
Don't forget your bag, Daniel.
I won't, Herbert.
There is no shame in using a parasol in the desert. As it happens, it's imperative to your survival.
But it looks ridiculous.
The shade will hurt much less than dying, I assure you.
Oh. Trying to remember. Where was the elevator again? Was it in the archives, perhaps? No? Yeah, machine room. And this doesn't work? What? Damn you, game. To my most trusted student and friend, John Wea, the most remarkable thing happened as I was traveling through the Parisian woods this summer. I finally found one of the orbs I've been looking for the last 20 odd years. It is as inexplicable as the heliodromes described in the Hortus Conclusus. It was as it was told about an underground Mithriac temple crowned with the unearthly artifact. The orb was big enough to fill cupped hands, and the texture was smooth and jagged. Its color washed with rich contrast is not enough to describe its nature. It was impossibility, an artificial paradox captured within stone. I was staying in a nearby village called Alstrat, investigating one of the antique trails. When I finally found the cavern, I went inside, and suddenly I could verify the truth of these enigmatic artifacts. They were real. As you can understand, this is the most important discovery of my life, but it has also become my greatest fear. As I entered the underground chamber, I could feel that I was trespassing. Because of my curiosity, I did my best to fight these instincts and fetch the orb from its place. I scrambled out of the chamber and into the woods. I could sense something was following me. It bayed loudly as it closed in. The beast, this guardian of the orb, was relentless in its pursuit. I made my way to a nearby ravine, where I stumbled upon some men fishing in the lake. I tried to warn them as I passed, but fortunately they remained as I continued my escape. When I heard their cry of pain echo through the valley, I felt such a tremendous sense of relief, thinking I would be spared. Suddenly, a blue, shimmering light engulfed me, and the colors of the forest were washed away before my eyes. I kept running through these bleak surroundings. The trees had turned charcoal, black with leaves of cinder, and the ground covered in murky water. I pressed on through the drenched land as the glowing ember gave way to the rising wind and rained on me. I could hear pleading screams in the distance, and I joined in as pain and fear overtook me. I fell to the ground, grasping for air. This certainly must sound strange, but I had been carried miles away across the Alps to a grassy field outside Genoa. The guardian had taken the orb from me, but still, until this day, I fear its return. Sometimes I lay awake at night listening for the howling cry I heard in the forest. It has been nearly a decade since that day, and I still haven't been able to write about the incident. The last time we spoke, you told me about your interest and ongoing research into the mythical orbs, and I realized I owed you the truth about my visit to Allstadt. Your friend and mentor, Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa. After a short study, it is clear that the agitation found among humans can be found in the dog. Fear and pain induces stress, which seems to trigger a endogenous response, causing the animal to burst with energy. I believe that the catalyst is produced in the brain. It's difficult to determine exactly where and what it is, but I can sense it. It reeks of cosmic genesis. There is an inherent problem in harvesting this energy since the creature is bound to die from the exercise. I must refine this process of torture to enable any real work to be done. More experiments must be performed, but it seems that only human beings are able to produce the amount necessary. It might be their ability to appreciate the severity of the process that ultimately augments their experience of terror. Oh, nice. I mean, I don't know. I had that license during the beta, but 500 Freeman dollars just seemed like such a ripoff for me.
Let's see what you have to offer. What a mess. I should have sharpened the saw. But I can sense it. It's definitely there.
What level are you now, Croce? By the way, District, thank you for that donation yesterday. I was able to buy a quarter pounder with cheese and buy my brother some chicken McNuggets from McDonald's. (1658) January 9th. A further disappointment. The antiquarian's latest findings yielded nothing. I'm still unable to grasp the inner workings of life and its relation to the power I sense within it. I shall pursue more books on the subject, but I suspect it will be in vain, since no research has been made in my particular interest. I must attempt to fill the void myself. Clearly, humans emanate more of the energy I seek, but I hope animals will suffice, as they would prove less of a hassle to acquire. Quarter pounder with cheese. Yeah, it used to be there was like a 2 for $5 deal where you could get like 2 Big Macs, or you can get like a Big Mac and 10-piece chicken McNugget. But they took out the Big Mac, so I had to get a quarter pounder, but it's still good. Yeah, that sounds like a good trade-off. 2 secret pockets and the license. Yeah. I spent a lot of my Freeman dollars reviving myself early on, though. Really, they don't have that deal at McDonald's? That's kind of weird. I wonder why. It's like called the oh my god, the McPick 2 for $5. You'd never buy the tools for real money. No, I'd never do. I always use vouchers. Well, I did buy the pickaxe, the one that's on the black market, so that did cost some money. But that thing was strong and did last a while, so. But I only use it in sparing uses whenever I don't have tools. Yeah, dude, $5 for a quarter pounder, that's a bit of a expensive. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, McDonald's is crazy for asking for that price for that. Oh, please, Daniel, chill the fuck out. Yeah, just sounds like just about $5 for a fucking Big Mac. That's why 2 for $5 was a good deal, but then, you know. This looks like something out of Layers of Fear. Oh, excuse me. When will it be my turn? Have I not shown restraint? My patience spans centuries. From where I came, mankind has not even wasted a breath, yet I bow to you. I've done so much for you, and I've gained nothing in return. Aprigapa, I trusted you, and it was I who, in all fairness, should have entered the gate. Well, it used to be 2 for 5. I wish it still was. Little bastards took it off. It was probably too good of a deal. That's why it was only limited for, or was for a limited time, I'm guessing. But like you said, a quarter pounder and 10-piece chicken McNuggets for $5 is a pretty good deal too. Or 2 quarter pounders if you go that route. $1.16 menu. It's not even a dollar. Fucking McDonald's.
This shouldn't be.
Oh, nice. If the elevator breaks down again, make sure to use the steam engine to build up pressure before channeling it to the machinery. Adjust the levels to get the right amount of pressure inside the chamber. The meter should read up 8 and down 8. Make sure the flow is set accordingly to the following chart. Trinity steam set functions. 4-phase amplitude, complete steam flow cycle. Note that the machine will not check proper configuration until all rods are inserted. Okay. I guess you could argue back in the day it was a import kind of thing, an import fee that people had to pay. But nowadays everything's digital, so where's the they can't use that as an excuse anymore. Not with McDonald's, so McDonald's technically could be still considered an import.
My journal is gone. What would they want with my journal?
Yes, what? Whack.
2nd of July, 1839. I received a letter today from the Algerian governor's office disclosing the fate of Herbert's expedition. About a week after my departure, Abdullah, one of the men traveling with us, returned from the desert. He was badly injured, as if maimed by a lion. The man rambled deliriously about the expedition being attacked by something horrible. The French quickly dispatched a search party to look for the expedition. After searching for days, they found the camp abandoned without any trace of Herbert or his men. Tomorrow, I'll retrieve the things they recovered from Herbert's tent at the customs house. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm worried for him.
No, this trigger, I very much so remember the horse meat story. Don't you worry about that. That's why I was kind of scoffing at it, because I remembered it. Takes us back to the back hall. Firstly, I can't get enough horse burgers. Oh my.
3rd of July, 1839. Today I picked up Herbert's things at the customs house. I dug through the trove of documents he had carried and found a log detailing the expedition. The nature of this text ranged from quick notes to colourful accounts of transpired events. I skimmed the pages, trying to figure out what might have happened. May 17th, the day I was trapped inside the orb chamber, Herbert dryly states, "Recovered Daniel after 1 hour of entrapment." This confused me greatly. I was suffocating within minutes. How could I have lasted an hour? I continued reading the peculiar text. Herbert states his facts without judgment or passion. But suddenly, I could read frustration into his text. He pushed his men to investigate the underground tomb, an effort which seems to have strained the minds of his men. Madness spread through the ranks, and Herbert had to take some extreme measures to continue. He finally visits the chamber himself, where he retrieves the orb to the surface. His account confuses me greatly. If he has the orb, what are those pieces in my drawing room?
Well, it wasn't, I think maybe they knew that there was horse meat, but they weren't telling anybody. But as far as the people eating it, nobody knew. They did know, exactly. They did know. They were just playing dumb. Yeah, they knew. They knew. They're just playing dumb. Alright guys, so in about 3 minutes, because I'm going on 2.5 hours, I'm going to take a quick break just to stretch my legs and get a soda, because I'm yawning. So I need to have a little bit more caffeine in my system. I may go to the bathroom also. But I definitely need to stretch my legs because my ass is starting to hurt. I don't want to be gone too long, so I just need to go grab a soda and then come back. So the point of this was just to come in here and find out about the orb, pretty much. Oh, we picked up the crowbar, right? I mean, even if it was 25% horse meat, with the seasoning and cooking and stuff, you might not be able to taste it. Man, thank God. I mean, regardless, I'm glad I don't eat Burger King that often. Though McDonald's isn't any better either. No, this is true. I think it's getting a little bit more acceptable to eat things like crocodiles and alligators and buffalo and shit like that, and ostrich meat. and snake and deer. Kangaroo. I guess there's also no need, though, to eat these different animals if there's plenty of cow to go around and chicken. Am I right?
Herbert, how did we find this place? An old friend back in Algiers gave me a map.
Why isn't he with us? Didn't he want to come?
He wanted to, Daniel, but things don't always turn out the way we planned.
Alrighty, and then on that note, it's a good place to take a quick break. It's been 2.5 hours since I started. And hit the escape button and put on the be right back. Before I do that, let me put on a little bit of music while you guys wait.